so tonight, you're gonna hear something that is in our mind. It is so radical for this city. It is so outside the realm of what you would imagine could happen. But guys, I'm telling you, if you would imagine stepping outside of who you are just for 6 months or a year or 18 months and saying, I'm gonna do whatever it takes to make sure that my husband comes to Jesus, or my neighbor comes to Jesus, or my coworker comes to Jesus. Are you willing to be creative? Are you willing to think outside the walls or the structure of what normally people would imagine? Guys, I think our city, I think our county, I think our region, I think our state is ready, it's ripe, it's yearning, it's longing for something that no one has ever seen before.
Hi guys, welcome to the Double Down. What are you doing?
It's the Double Down. I thought we were going to the Double Down.
I thought we were talking about souls and spiritual things and what you meant by the Double Down.
Oh, that Double Down. I'm so sorry. I'll get to this Double Down later. 2 delicious fried chicken fillets with bacon and okay, it's legendary. So that Double Down. This is the Double Down that we want to talk about. I'm actually super excited about this. This is something that I really felt like the Lord laid on my heart, that I felt like the Lord said to me, Sean, we need to double down on souls. And for me, what that meant is that we really need to become intentional. I think we've always been intentional as a church about winning the lost, but I felt like I don't want to lose that. I don't want to lose that desperation is really the word that the Lord gave to me, that we should have a desperation for lost people. And so I didn't want to do church as usual. I really felt like the Lord said to double down.
I thought I knew what you meant, but I had to look up the definition anyway. And so what I found out is that doubling down is to strengthen one's commitment to a particular strategy or course of action. We've been doing that. We said 2 years ago, what do we want our city to look like in 5 years, 10 years, even 20 years from now? We wanted to think way bigger than church attendance and numbers and everything within our walls. And we felt our gauge for success would be things like, are we off the list or at least lower on the list of drunkest city in America? Would we get to be lower on the divorce rate list? Would we have higher employment rates in years to come? Lower domestic abuse rates? Like, those gauges are important. That's how the exchange came about, to be in the marketplace with the people. And then the Life and Culture magazine that's dotting the region now with 2 going into 3 issues is to affect the culture.
Yeah, and I love those things, and they totally fit into our idea of taking this life-giving message of Jesus to the people of the 920 and beyond, being able to take it to people's area, letting them be exposed to a totally different way that Jesus could be done. Like this whole idea of unchurching, as Scott would say. And there's this super great story in the Gospel of Mark where these guys have this friend, and this friend is sick. And they're so desperate for him to experience Jesus that they come and they carry him in and they like tear the roof off the place and they lower him down. And the scripture says that when people saw that, they were blown away. They were amazed. It literally says that they were blown away. They had never seen anything like that before. And the best thing that we can do for our future, the best thing that we can do for our families, the best thing that we can do for our friends is do that same thing to them, because the same scripture, and literally the Bible cover to cover, it says that it's done in a team format, that ministry was meant to be done in a team format. And that's the whole point of this story, that this dude was carried by 4 of his boys, his friends, ripped the roof off, and lower him down. And so I love this idea of team ministry. And so I want us to send people out in couples. I've been saying that forever. And so when I say draw near, talk to me about what that means.
Yeah, recently I was reading in Psalm 34:18, and it says that the Lord will draw near to the brokenhearted, and he saves the crushed in spirit. And I felt like we needed to increase contact and draw near to people
So good.
that we can't draw near to maybe just in De Pere. We needed to go further out, have greater impact, and go to the people. So we are going all in downtown, all in the Fox Valley, all in Howard, and all in at the Exchange in De Pere.
As you just saw, we're so excited about kind of like a blending, a merger of the Exchange and Monday Night Live. And with us is Pastor Greg, and he is kind of one of the catalysts of Monday Night Live. He's our online pastor at Life Church and has done such an amazing job, really, in my opinion, which is as humble as it is, has been recreating online church. And I'm so excited about everything that's been happening there, which then launched into Monday Night Live, which is, I'm a big fan of the Monday Night Live format. And so we're going to take that and we're going to kind of bring that downtown to the Exchange. But tell us what the Exchange is. What's the inspiration kind of behind it?
Well, like we tell our staff every single morning, it's more than coffee and waffles. It's about changing the culture of the 920. So that's the driving force behind everything that we are doing. We wanted to, like the Exchange was birthed out of the idea of we want to take the Jesus journey beyond the four walls of church and get it into the marketplace.
Yeah.
So good.
And so it totally makes sense to, I love my morning coffee. I need it every day, along with, millions of other people. So why not let that be the place that we meet people Monday through Saturday?
Yeah.
And how do you think the Exchange models that this is maybe has something behind it without us having like Life Church? It's not plastered and we don't have worship music playing or God's, on walls, on signs all over. How does it extend the church in Jesus, do you see?
There was an old pastor centuries ago that said that we're to preach the gospel at all times and if necessary use words, right? And I think that a place like the Exchange, it's so fun for us to be able to just live it out, live out kindness, live out being a life-giving person, a teachable person, a peaceful person.
Love it.
And just let that kind of hit people as they interact with us, because we always hear, you just treat me differently. There's something different about how this place feels, and it's Jesus.
How do you think that the atmosphere at the Exchange lends to this actually being a viewing community?
Well, I mean, any coffee shop, it's a place that you want to stick in and you want to kind of hang out in.
Yeah.
And from the very start of when we started at LC Online and just doing streaming our online services, we said that we wanted to build a community, not a crowd. And I think that it's just the next logical step where we go, all right, we're going to take Monday Night Live, make it live, come to you in person and say, get your community together at a really great community gathering place.
Love that.
So the logistics are that the Exchange closes at 7 p.m., but it starts Monday Night Live at 7 p.m.
That's right.
So there could be some crossover that as customers are kind of slow to move out and they see the video and everything go on. Because we have a large screen. We did that for Alpha. Last year, last year, we held an Alpha there, which was really cool.
Great.
And we did see customers kind of go, what is going on? So this is an easy way to invite for coffee and be like, they show it live, or maybe we'll just have people say, I want to stay and watch what's going on.
We're not going to kick you out, right?
Yeah.
I love that.
And so then it's on the lower level. If people are familiar with the Exchange, lower level, around tables, watching the message, listening and taking part in the worship. We're not going to say, now stand.
Right.
But at the table, message, worship, and Monday Night Live has other video elements.
Right.
What about for kids?
So for kids, there's not going to be, kids ministry. There's not going to be childcare. We anticipate that we'll have a few activities available, but really it's going to end up being, it should be a pretty casual viewing experience. We're going to encourage people to just have those conversations like real time. What was your reaction to what Pastor just said there? Right? Let's talk about that. Let's unpack it. And so it's not going to be anything for, or anything odd to have kids around in
a table like you would with your family, right?
Yeah.
And if you know this ahead of time and tell your friends that you're going to invite, if they have their smartphone or bring an iPad for the kids, we're going to make available Club 252 Worship, Club 252 Message, which is for our kindergarten through 5th grade, but our niece is 3 and she loves it all. She'd watch it. So really, they're getting their age level, but they also could be watching the message and the music, and it's just around that table setting, which really works for families. So we're excited because you've been a huge part of taking the online community from Sunday, making it available Monday. Now we're going into Narrow Bridge, into the Exchange. Talk about this, because you have a great vision for this. We're totally for this, that if someone watching isn't even local, so they're not going to be able to click the button to connect with the Exchange. How could they do it in Dallas, in Shawano, in Hawaii? How could they do what you're going to do wherever they are?
It's so easy because it's really just about inviting people. So like, if you're in, there's a guy named Michael who watches in West Bend every time we're live, right? So hey, I know you're watching. So just invite your neighbor.
Yeah. I love it.
Like if you're cool having somebody come to your home, start a viewing community right there, because you can do it on Monday night, you can do it on Sunday morning, or maybe you've got you find that you've got a larger community of people. Email me, Greg at lifechurchgb.com. I would love to work with you to try to find a way to do a viewing community site. Maybe we need to talk to a local business owner and get a site kind of like the Exchange.
And we could help with equipment if needed. I think there's also somebody watching, because they have been commenting about Ready to Watch It, who's in a different state. And I think that if you have couples that you typically do a Bible study with, or that you're connected with, but maybe you don't have a church home, or Monday Night Live and Life Church is your church home, that maybe it's a clubhouse in someone's neighborhood. And we can help with the equipment. You'll help them to establish that, and they can do it Monday night. We can even help them to do it Thursday night or Friday night. And that's their viewing and church community.
That's the beauty of the viewing community, that you can do it anytime you want. You can do it anywhere you want, as long as you do have the right equipment. And so you said to email you. Is that the best way for them to connect with you, to learn more? Give them your email.
Greg at LifeChurchGB, so that's GREGG.
Double G.
At
Double G.
LifeChurchGB.
He's the double G.
Double G. Or this is another great way to connect. We've got an LC Online Facebook group.
Yes.
Just join that group. You can DM me, connect there, because it's kind of cool, because it's the community of people who are right here who watch online and who are scattered kind of throughout the nation who also watch online. So you can find a community of people, even if maybe you're like a one-man or one-woman community in your neighborhood right now.
Yeah, that's so good. Well, thank you, and thanks for all the work you've put into the online community, because this is exactly what we're talking about. So now let's look at another opportunity where we are going downtown Green Bay. So Life Church downtown, that's what you just saw. Hopefully that excites you as much as it does us. We feel like we've been waiting on this, and it's gonna happen. Sunday nights down at Gather, where you've been doing Alpha. We'll talk about that in a minute.
Yeah.
But you've been talking about Unchurch. I mean, you've been tagging it, you're wearing the t-shirt, it says The Unchurch. what is the unchurch?
Yeah, I love that question, because if you think about inviting people to church, they'd be like, yeah, I'm not going to your church. I don't even go to my church. I'm not listening. I'm done with church.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just done with church because of, I don't know, like the routine of it all, and it just doesn't have any meaning for them. And there's so much good that happens at church, whether that's our church or Saint whoever's or Saint whatever's. Like, there's so much good that happens at church, but we kind of get it lost in all the everything. And so what if we just deconstructed it and took it apart and took it in pieces, right? And so that's when we say unchurch, let's take it apart and put it in pieces and look at each part rather than just like going through the motions of church.
And it really goes according to what people want and need and would connect with.
So
in downtown, you're wanting to do that.
Yeah, perfect. Because when I think of the people that live and work and play downtown, these are exactly the kind of people that we're talking about that like grew up in a church because it was where their dad went or their mom went or where their dad's dad went or mom's mom, and they like, it's just like, why would it's like wearing your dad's old coat. Like, this doesn't even fit me anymore. Like, I don't even like it. So like, let's give them a new coat. And so I feel like all the people that are living in the flats downtown or those really nice condos or that work in those fancy new buildings, like all those people are probably not going to church on Sunday because it doesn't mean anything to them. So what if we did something downtown in that same vibe in that same neighborhood and we did church differently?
Yeah, and it's not like an anti-church, and I don't want people to think that, because it's not, because we do love church and we do church a certain way here, and I think there's a group of people who feel energized by that, who feel connected to that, but there is a whole subset of people, like you say, and I love how you say that we're going to deconstruct it. And one of the things I think that you talk about a lot is doing church in circles or at tables and not in rows. Talk to us about what that means.
Yeah, and so we talk about that. Because for me as a learner, I never did good in English class, none.
Obviously.
I never did well in school because like just listening to a teacher tell me things never made sense to me. But when we did it in groups, I just got so much more out of it. Like sort of crowdsourcing of my understanding just worked better for me. And it's not for everybody, but it worked better for me. And same with like a dialogue over a monologue. Like hearing someone tell me something was one thing, because I was always too lazy to take notes. But like to have a dialogue about something, to say, hey, wait a minute now, like what about this? Like I love that. And this idea of like raising your hand and asking a question in church, like you can't do that, but here you could. So like with Life Church Downtown, we're going to open it up to be a dialogue. We'll start with a monologue. We'll start with Sunday's teaching. But then once we're done with that, we'll say, now what did you think about that? Because when you leave church now, you drive home with your spouse or whatever. And maybe you talk about it, but you probably talk about what's for lunch, and you never come back and visit the message again. And what if we did it right there?
I think one of the things that people talk about a lot when they leave church is the things they didn't understand.
Yeah.
Right? Where we don't have the opportunity or the ability to really kind of confront that. And I think one of the things that we want to do is establish the fact that we don't have all the answers.
Right.
And so I think even for people who come to downtown, they need to understand that it's okay to come with questions, because we all do. Like I have questions, you do, and we're not always going to have the answer there. So don't think that it's a bad question. And if we don't know, what I love about you is you're super willing to say, you know what, I don't know that, but I'll find that out. And so to me, that's like super engaging and drawing people in. And I think that's part of the culture of what's already happening down there.
Well, you already with the alpha model, because, talk about the alpha model. It's what you kind of already said, you watch, but then like after we ate, after we watched the message, now I get to ask, talk, give my opinion. Like, we're going to talk opinions around this table.
Right.
And there's what Alpha has set up is there is no dumb question, right?
Right. No dumb question, no unsafe question, no bad question, no question's going to get kicked out.
Yeah.
Right? Because we need to ask those questions. Yeah. But for so long, church was church was the home team. Like you didn't ask questions in church because it had authority by default.
Yeah.
But all these people that we're talking about that live and work and play downtown, they're done not questioning authority, right? Like they want to question authority.
Which is a good thing.
Yeah. There's no ownership in anything that you're not invested in, or you don't feel like you are fully bought in.
Yeah.
So if there's not this obligation to go to church, right, which is where many people come from, if we just say come to church because you can find more meaning and more purpose in life, well, that's a whole different ballgame.
Yeah.
It's interesting because I come from a blue collar background. Obviously, my dad retired from one of the big 3 auto plants. And I think when I came into church, what struck me is it feels very blue collar. I think what you're talking about strikes me as very entrepreneurial.
Yeah.
Somebody who is like a pioneer, somebody who says, I have my own ideas and I think my ideas are good, but I'm not too smart to be taught. Right. I am teachable enough to say, if somebody has a better way, or a better answer, then I'm willing to listen to that. And I think Alpha definitely feeds into that. And you're a guy like that.
Yep.
And for people who don't know you, if you don't know Pastor Scott, you need to know Pastor Scott because he's smart, he's intuitive, he has wisdom, and he loves to question things. And I love people that love to question
And
things.
he's really kind, let's be honest.
He's definitely super
Well,
kind.
and so to wrap it up, but the most important question to some people are going to be, can my kids go? And another question people might have is, well, you say it's for those who work, live, or play downtown, but can I get involved? But I'm here in De Pere, or I'm here in Howard. We have talked about, and I think some of the people on your team have said, I'm going to still attend on Sunday morning in De Pere and receive and learn and all of that. And then I'm going to go serve on Sunday night and help you. So you're not saying it's only for downtown. What you're saying is that that is a focus and a target, but you have people coming alongside to help.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Let me answer the last question first. And so yes, 100%. If you're already coming to De Pere for church and you love and you know everything happens for you, there's no reason that you should stop doing that.
Right.
And so downtown offers you, I think, two opportunities. One you alluded to, where it's a great place to serve and to reach new people. We're really big right now on doubling down on what we do and bringing that closer to people where they're at.
Yes.
Right? Some people
Really
that
good.
live and work and play downtown, they're not going to drive out to De Pere to go to church. There's 16 churches between us and them. They figured they could stop at anyone. So let's get down where they're at.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so if you have a heart to reach those kind of people, that's why we're doing it. Secondly, I feel like it would be appealing to people, like you said, that maybe they do come to church on Sunday morning, but they want a chance to work it through. So they might come back and double dip on church
that's really
and come back to
That's
church
good.
on Sunday night,
Double
right?
down, double dip.
Double down, double dip.
Love it.
And so I feel like, what I love about the downtown vision is this idea that we're a community, right? Where it's not just somebody where you sit down in a row or in a pew and then you check out. Like we're getting together and we're talking and meeting and then we're eating together.
Eating.
Like we're
That's
eating
not fair.
together.
Yeah.
Like
We don't do that.
You don't. And so when I think about Jesus and the first churches, it was always around a table.
Yep.
It was always around a table because that's how you get to know people and build trust and relationship, and then you can move forward in faith. If you just think you're going to sit there and get spewed on by some lesson or by some ritual and think you could walk out, knowing more or feeling more, there's no way that could happen. At least it could never happen for me. And so that's what I love about this idea of having community. To your point about kids,
Yes.
you and your family are welcome to come to church, right? And so what we'll have is we'll eat together still, and we'll watch, and then what we'll do is the grown-ups. We'll watch the message from Sunday, but then we'll have the content from Kids Church available for your iPad or your other devices, your mobile devices. And then if there's kids there, then we'll set up a separate kids table just for kids, right?
Yeah,
So we'll have
really good.
people that are experienced in working with kids and ministering to kids, so they'll be available there too. So there's no childcare, there's no children's program really, because the objective is to make sure we're getting the people that have been through church or are now disregarding church or feel disenfranchised by church or disenchanted by church. I want this to be for them. And so kids are certainly welcome because there's plenty of kids, people like that have kids, but know that the purpose of downtown is to reach those people.
Right. Okay.
Love it. Church reinvented.
Yes.
Hashtag the unchurched GB, Life Church Downtown.
So to get connected, you can go to the link today and you can see how to get plugged into a team.
Yep.
A team with Pastor Scott and more meetings as we launch, because you launch the end, we say we, because it's all of us.
Right.
The end of September. So we
It's
want
gonna
you
be
to
fantastic.
be a part.
Yeah.
So thanks, Pastor Scott. Now let's look at another opportunity starting this fall for us to double down on the 920. So we are so excited about Monday Night Live going into a place where we can form community, we can connect with other people as we do the Monday Night Live service, which we've been attending online with you. But now you're going to go somewhere and be with a community of people. And The host site is the Narrow Bridge in Howard. In this Howard-Suamico area, really, we'll be able to invite people to that. And this is Scott, him and Tammy own that and Plank Road. And so you have been very successful in that. You have made an amazing environment. So we're going to talk about that in a second. And then someone who's on our staff and helping you in the lead on this and getting it going is Casey. And so Casey, will you talk about what you've learned? Because we've done a focus group and we heard from people in the area of Howard-Suamico. Why is Monday night easier for families, for a lot of families?
Yeah, so Sundays just don't always work for people. And I think traditionally people just think of church on Sundays. And so if they can't make Sundays work, then they just think they can't do church. And Sundays don't work for a lot of reasons, whether it's sports schedules, work schedules, whether it's because that's when they take family time to go somewhere else. So if we have this other option, then they can think they can still do church. So that makes Monday nights a little better. And you're still gonna get a message, you're still gonna get worship. But with the Monday Night Live, you get extra elements like kids worship, marriage life, parent life, Jesus plus life. So you get this bonus of elements. Plus you're in the community. So you're not just watching Monday Night Live in your home on your couch, which is a great option, but you get to be in the community with people and make a physical connection too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I love the Monday Night Live thing. I mean, from the first time that I saw it, I was just nuts about it. Partially because I actually get to get some content. Like, I love that we do the pieces from like parent life and some of that stuff, so it's super exciting. But the one thing that I would wonder is why Howard-Suamico? What would make that make sense for us to go that direction, Scott?
Well, one of the things as far as me going into that community from a business, it was one thing that struck me as just a mirror image of De Pere in so many different ways. And it's no surprise that a lot of those people from that community are making that trip into De Pere and able to call this thing home. But for me, Life Church, and it serves the big 920 and this really big community, the ability to take that and bring that into such a small community, a small bite-sized piece of it, and like you guys talk all the time, find your pocket of people and be able to rub elbows with people that you just automatically have something in common with just because your kids go to the same schools. Yeah, they're seeing each other at baseball, things like that. And so you're taking this really big thing, you're getting all the content and everything that comes from something so big, but you get to experience it in a much smaller community, and that's cool.
So
where you're
great.
comfortable, right?
Yeah. So what will the setup be inside? Because it's 7 to 8 o'clock approximately. It's all video. Right. But so people will be around tables. Will they get to order? And
yes,
what will
absolutely.
it be like in there?
Absolutely, we can do all of that stuff. So the room itself is, the Narrow Bridge Brewhouse is a very large place, but we do have a room back behind our stage that seats about 60 people inside there. So we're going to have, about 9 tables of 7 people in there.
That's awesome.
And so you've got these nice little groups and tables where you can actually watch the content and you can actually have conversations about that content. Something that, you might not get in the church setting here at Life Church, but you can go a second time and view it again and actually get something more out of it because you're getting what those other people at that table have to offer from it.
So good.
Both during and after the
I like the idea, what you just said, what you're not getting at church, but maybe we attend Sunday morning, but then we go, my neighbor is busy on Sundays, so I'm going to invite them to Narrow Bridge, which I love their cauliflower bites, we were just talking about those, and I'm gonna feed my neighbor, and I'm going to sit with them and be a part of Monday Night Live because Sundays don't work for them. So it's actually an extension of us. For kids, we're gonna have the kids at the tables with families. You probably know this, or you're going to hear about it soon. We're actually going to provide, we're working on this, a placemat for kids that give a lesson and a Jesus story and the colors and all of that for the little ones. But also, we're going to provide worship. The Club 252, our kids worship on online, and also the message just for kids, so that if parents bring their iPhone, which they probably will, or if they know ahead of time, bring an iPad or another phone and headphones, their kids can actually be engaged here at their kid level, or coloring on the 2-sided placemat and doing the little lesson. as the parents are watching on the screen and engaging, and then afterwards the whole family can talk about that, or just be super just family oriented and casual, like super casual. Some people are a little like, church is kind of formal. We couldn't get more casual, yet super fun at Narrow Bridge.
Yeah, and absolutely. And it's just so important to make everybody comfortable. I mean, that's the industry that we're in, and that's really where you guys are in too. It's really just about that level of comfort and bringing it together in a place that just automatically draws that from people. I don't think it gets any better for people to have to be able to experience that journey together with people that they know in a comfortable setting to just go down that path. So
that's good. And then what's at 8 o'clock? Because we end about 8 with Monday Night Live. What's at 8?
This is going to be really exciting for some of you.
I'm so excited.
And for the rest of you, we do have karaoke at 8 o'clock on Mondays, and we have been. We started that yesterday or this first Monday this week, and with great success and a lot of people there. And it's again fun family atmosphere, and there's a big stage too. So if you'd like to get on that big stage with a big spotlight on you, if that excites you and you're a really good singer, you're welcome. If
and what
not,
kind of music? It's not just.
It's everything.
Anything on the table.
Not just worship songs.
Oh yeah, we're not doing Amazing Grace karaoke.
Seeger,
Sorry.
But she comes in with over 40,000 songs that you can choose from, and there isn't anything that she can't bring down in the moment too. So
And that
it was a
stage
great
is
job.
right around the corner from the room. So
Yep.
if you just need to head out at 8:05, you just can walk right out.
Yep.
There's nobody going to make us get on stage, right?
That's correct.
I mean, I'm willing, but nobody wants to hear me.
It's
So
karaoke, cauliflower, and Jesus.
there you go.
man.
You needed to know
go
Christ.
wrong?
Christ.
Except
You missed Christ.
Except
3
karaoke,
C's.
karaoke is a K. Oh my gosh. Welcome to Life Church.
So let's get right into the next opportunity where we're also starting new things in September.
I am so excited about this opportunity for us to go into the Fox Valley and bring Life Church into a totally new area. I have been so passionate about the idea of taking this life-giving message of Jesus and bringing it as far as we can. And so we've tried that in a lot of different venues, a lot of different areas. But this is the launch out into a full-blown secondary campus. And so we're so excited about the opportunity to come to the Fox Valley. And I've always talked about having people go out in teams and doing ministry as a team. And so I'm so excited about our team. And so talk to me, Pastor Dallas, about what is going to be the same and what is going to be different.
Well, a lot of it's going to be the same because that's what people love about Life Church. They love the culture, they love the atmosphere, they love the life-giving message, they just love it all. And we're trying to reach people who go, yeah, that's great, but I don't want to drive that far. Cool. Let's bring Life Church to you then.
Yeah.
So that's what's going to be the same. The only thing that's going to be different is we love you, we love your vision direction, so we want you to still speak. We love our worship team. And we love the place they're at, so we still want them to do worship. So we're going to bring that with us also. So we're going to have you there, life size. So it's not going to be like a life size video because we want it to feel as much as just a regular church as possible. But we know you can't run back and forth.
Yeah.
So we want to make it life size. I mean the screen is going to be life size. Like I'm so excited for it, and to be able to see it. I mean it looks kind of like a hologram in a way. And so, so that's what we're going to bring with us, but that's the biggest reason that we don't want to change anything else, because we know people love Life Church, and they've told us, we've had Connect nights, and they said, we love it, and we're so glad it's coming here. We're so glad it's coming to where our neighbors are.
So same culture, same atmosphere, same vibe.
Oh yeah, everything's going to be the same. And here's what I love: even the building that we're going to be going to has feels that look like our church.
So
it just
cool.
it has that
Yeah.
look that we want, and
Yeah.
and so it's everything just from how we do. We're going to do Growth Track online, but we are doing Growth Track.
Yeah.
That's one of the fundamental things. We are going to have a welcome center. We're going to have kids ministry. We're going to have everything that we have here. It's just going to be there.
Love it.
So Shelby, you are on the worship team, which the great thing about that is that you can be on the worship team, but also there in person, but you'll be life-size on the worship team and in person. So you get to focus on the lobby and you get to focus on the people walking in the doors because you really will have nothing else on your mind.
Right.
Because the goal is to build community. Are you excited about that, and what's your plan for building the team to welcome people? Like, how big of a deal is that to you guys?
It's a huge deal, and I'm excited because I don't get out to the lobby as much as I would like to right now, and so I am excited to get out there, give high fives, grow a team that is, that can serve these people better than I can in these specific areas, and that's kind of what my goal is, to be able to find people, to equip them, to put them in a position that they can do far better than I can, and just see it grow from there.
It's awesome. So speaking of kids, we have our kids ministry director right here. So Candace, we're so excited that you're taking that on, but really it's been a calling you've had. Will you talk about kids ministry at Fox Valley?
Yes. So we're going to have a full-blown kids ministry. That means we will have a classroom from age 0 all the way through 5th grade. We'll have Adventureland just like they do here. We'll use the same curriculum. Same with Club 252. Club 252 will actually have videos as well. So whoever is here preaching on a Sunday will also be there speaking. And we'll be, taking on their calling of making a big deal about kids, because kids are a big deal.
You guys have 2 kids, so they
Yes.
are a big deal.
Yeah.
And they can really give you a report of what they like and don't like. How old are they?
They are 4 and almost 6. Yep. Almost 6-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Okay. So have you found that there's lots of families with kids in the Fox Valley area?
Yes, that's definitely something we've heard of any couples that we've been meeting with. It's huge on families. There's lots of families out there, so it'll definitely be key to have a full kids ministry.
Yeah, so earlier I talked about doing ministry as a team, and so we do have another couple, not just you guys, and of course all the people who are going to do so many different things at the site, but talk to me about the other couple. Who are they? What are they going to do?
Well, we have Ben and Haley Burr, which they are a great couple. Like, we're so excited that they're on the team. And it's funny how many people that we've met actually already know who Ben and Haley are. Like, it's so cool that everywhere we go, like, oh yeah, I know the Burrs, I know them. So it's been really cool. Ben actually is going to be heading up our security and parking team, which is great because he's done it here at the Pier building. Like, he knows how that all works, and has trained under Steve some, and so he knows how to secure areas and how we go about parking and thinking that through and making it easy for families as they come. And then Haley, she's going to be overseeing Club 252, but you'll also see her sometimes doing Welcome Center, First Impressions. You'll see their faces just kind of all over, which is great. But it also means that we also need more volunteers to help, and it's so important because we don't want to just do another service. Like, we could do another service here, we could do another service somewhere else, but we want people to begin to get their friends, get their neighbors, their coworkers. We want them to be able to experience that life-giving message of Jesus.
Yeah, and I love that. And you know what's so cool is they're people. They're amazing. You guys are people. You guys are people. And here's an interesting thing. I just the other day was with a good friend of mine, and he was on the teaching team at a church in California of about 20,000 people, and then he just took a step back is what a lot of pastors would think, and he determined he didn't want to be on the speaking team anymore, and so he's on staff at that church as a site pastor, a campus pastor is what they call it. And I said to him, I said, like, bro, why did you not want to do the speaking thing? And he said, I thought this was really insightful. He said, every time I would speak, I felt like I was playing catch up because I never got to talk to people. I never got to deal with people. And he said, I've never heard anybody say this. He said, I didn't actually feel like I was pastoring my people. And so I gotta say, I really love the fact and respect the fact, like this isn't like we're gonna go there because it's about me and I think that people should watch me. I'm already doing this. Somebody has to do it. But I gotta say, one of the things I really love and respect about you guys is you guys are both amazing communicators. And you're gonna have a church that you're gonna speak at some point that's gonna call you and they're gonna want you to come and do gigs and stuff like that. You're that good, but yet you guys love people so much that you've chosen that, no, I would rather invest in people, pastor people. We're gonna pastor the Fox Valley. And so that's, I think, the thing that I'm most excited about, that the people in the Fox Valley are gonna get attention that they deserve. And so thank you guys for doing that and for the ability to be able to focus on people.
So how do people get involved? Because you've already had a couple launch team meetings, you're going to have more. You're actually going to do a marriage conference together on site, the one that's online for everyone else. You're going to actually start this community pre-launch, which is super cool, at the location. And so how do they get connected to that, get connected to the launch team?
So we have a Facebook group right now called LC Fox Valley, where everything that we're doing, for all the groups, everything, where RSVP is all on that group. So it's LC Fox Valley. But again, if you want to email me, you can email dallas@lifechurchgb.com, and I would love to answer any questions. But that's really where all of our information is. We're putting up stuff every single day on just what's coming next, where RSVP, where the location is going to be, and it's been very successful so far.
That's awesome. So when we also are going to put a link after this and within this that says, I want to connect, and it'll give you the options of places that you can connect. It could be any of the places we talked about today, our sites, our Monday Night Lives, and this full church site in Fox Valley. So we're so excited. Thank you guys for taking this step.
Thank you.
So there you have it, friends. That's what we're doing. We are doubling down.
So to get involved, go to the link below, sign up for one of the teams, or if you have another idea or you're in another location, click on the Contact Us button. We're so glad that you're going to be a part of this. We're going to get to see you Sunday, Monday, and in the fall at all of our new sites.